Noah, thank you for joining me today on Pop Culture Unplugged.
Yeah, of course. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Exciting times, my friend. You've been busy, man. Acting, improv, content creator.
Ah.
What's next on the list, man? What are you gonna try to hit next on your
I'm, I,
bucket
well,
list?
honestly, I'm taking a stunt class right now, so that's fun. We're working on like wire work, and I have like every Wednesday I go to this class, and like we get hooked up on the wire. And honestly, this is how I actually injured my nose. I don't know if you can see it right here. We were doing like a stunt, and I ended up like just smacking myself in the face. So
There
very
you go.
unfortunate, but this is a new skill I'm trying to learn. So.
There you go. So how did like the whole acting bug hit you? Try between improv and try to get into acting. What were you watching something one day and you're like, you know what, I'm going for this.
Honestly, I like to credit my love of superheroes for my love of acting. Because like when I was younger, I remember one of the first movies that like I come up in a like pretty like strict household, you can say. We weren't like allowed to watch PG-13 movies when I was growing up and whatnot. And I remember like the first PG-13 movie I was allowed to watch was Spider-Man. It was like the old
Okay.
Spider-Man with Tobey Maguire, and my dad would
Yeah.
watch it, and he would like let me watch it with him and whatnot. And honestly, like movies was a way that like I bonded with my family and how we all like got close and whatnot. And so it's like that with my like love of superheroes, I always from a kid was like, I want to be a superhero one day. And through acting, that is possible. So yeah, honestly, like my love of superheroes and movies is what got me into like wanting to be an actor.
And then from that, it's kind of like a weird turn for you because like from there went right into improv too.
Yeah, yeah. And I've taken a couple of improv classes and whatnot recently. Here I'm in Atlanta, Georgia. Which is improv's really tough, and like you gotta be a very like impulsive type being in order to like do it well. And I feel like I am a little bit. So it's like because I mean like if you think about improv is just like we improv every single day in our lives. We don't know what somebody's going to say
Right.
or what somebody's going to do. You're just going off cuff, and that's really just you just have to take that into like what you're doing while you're like improving and whatnot. And yeah, so
So, and not only that, now I mentioned, a few minutes ago, you're a content creator also, we spoke off the air about your TikTok following and everything.
yeah.
What inspired you to combine acting, improv now into your TikTok channel that's got a huge following?
Yeah, so I had always heard that a following on social media could like determine whether or not you get a job or not. And like, of course, that's not like you still have to go through the audition process. And it's like, if you're a bad actor, they're not going to give you the job. But it's
Right.
like, if it was me versus someone else, and it's like, we were both good actors and they're looking at something else, then my following could like pitch me, I guess, above them a little bit. And so that's honestly why like I started doing that. And then like I honestly think that creating the content that I do with like acting and whatnot has gotten me in a way more comfortable being in front of a camera, which in turn has helped with my acting a little bit. Now, that being said, it's like, of course, you're not going to become a good actor from just posting TikToks. Like, that's not what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I just think it helped me gain confidence being like, because I'm being watched by lots of people and whatnot. And like when you're on a set, you're being watched by people while you're doing your thing. So honestly, I think it's allowed me to gain confidence just being in front of a camera and being perceived by other people.
The big question is now who has saw you on TikTok and like DM'd you or try to talk to you, through your agent and everything? Anybody big that's seen your content?
Um, so the have you seen this is so have you seen Avengers Endgame?
Yeah, yeah.
So the little girl who plays Morgan Stark actually follows me on Instagram, and she told me that she was one of like she would watch my content and whatnot. And then there was just also this other like I mean I have like a kid fan base from like what I've like filmed and whatnot, and so it's
Yeah.
like there's I don't there's a Netflix movie called like Vivo on Netflix, and the little girl that sings like a super viral song on there ended up I did a TikTok with one of her songs, and then she reached out to me. Um, There's I'm blanking right now on like any other. There's been some like rappers and some other like artists like because a lot of my content deals with like storytelling through song. So there's some
Yeah.
artists that like reached out to me and whatnot. But not anyone that's like Beyonce or Taylor Swift or anything. So
Yeah. What's your like your creative process from from walk us through like your creative process from concept to posting. There you go.
yeah, honestly, like I have a very like vivid imagination, I would say. And I think because I watch a ton like tons of movies, I guess like when I was doing the content that I like got popular for, which was like POVs and it's like storytelling through songs, it honestly didn't take much for me to like listen to a song and then like have this image play in my head of like, okay, like if I'm watching a movie and the song is playing, what type of scene do I think that like would happen like is
Mhm.
happening through this song and whatnot. And I would just think of that. And like I also messed with Greek mythology a lot in my old like
Okay.
content where I would do like characters like Hades and Zeus and whatnot. And through storytellings of songs, I was like thinking like I did like a lot of action scenes and whatnot, doing the storytelling of like Hades. And I guess like I would like twist the character in a way where it's like, I don't know, Hades is I feel like in media sought out to be like equivalent to the devil,
Okay.
which it's like he if you pay attention to Greek mythology, he's really not that bad. Like according to like his counterpart Zeus, which I think is much worse. But regardless, is like I did a lot of like storytelling bits where I would make him like the good guy, and I would like
Mhm.
use songs to like establish that. But like I said, yeah, I would just like listen to songs and like I would just play a scene in my head, and I would then from that film a video of the concept. And yeah, there's honestly, I wish there was more like writing or like something, but like no,
Yeah.
that's honestly it. It like came pretty like simply to me, but just because I watch lots of movies and I make the connection very easily. So
Mm. Now throughout the like the last year or so, like how do you like try to keep your content fresh now for like the audience to return to watch your stuff?
yeah. Well, honestly, recently a lot of my old content, which is deemed as cringy now,
Okay.
has resurfaced. And like there's content that I made in 2020 that has now resurfaced, and people are like, "Oh my gosh, why did this man post it and whatnot?" And I've honestly, I have been able to like join in on the gag of like, why did you post this? And so like I've been like duetting videos and like talking about like I if you pay attention to my content like in the past 2 or 3 months, there will be people in my comment sections talking about we're in this pack for life, or like we own the night or something. It's because I did this like werewolf type video 3 years ago to this song from Zombies 2 or 3. And that video has resurfaced and become like a meme now basically, and I've just taken advantage of that, and I've even posted like a YouTube video of it which got like over 500K views. And like yeah, and so it's like I'm also trying to use more of my personality in my content now, because through my storytelling content and whatnot I feel like you don't really get me. So I've been trying to do more personality type content where it's just like I'm saying my opinion about something, or my very bad ADHD. So my ADHD thoughts, I just be spilling, and people seem to enjoy it. So like,
Yeah.
yeah, they just get to know me a little better.
Mm.
So, which is nothing I've really done before. So
What do you enjoy most about like doing this and putting content up in the air?
I love people, honestly. Like a big reason why like I love doing what I do is because of people. Whether that's like the people I get to meet who also
Yeah.
create, or like when I go outside and people are like, "Oh my gosh, like you're that dude," and I'm like, "Yeah, I am that dude." And like getting to talk to them and take pictures. Like I love when people come up to me and ask me to take pictures and whatnot. Because they are the reason why I'm able to do what I do as well. So it's like I love people and I love talking to people. So honestly, that's a big part of why I do what I do and what I love about it.
What do you think like for like because you also have a YouTube channel too, I saw. Like what do you think for like all these social media and everything, like your biggest challenge doing all this? What do you think it is?
Um, I would say time management. Um, I do my best to like try to post every single day and whatnot and like keep up, but also because of that, like I feel like I can probably sometimes get like trapped in doing this consistently and not paying attention to like my real life. Like I have a
Yeah.
girlfriend and like my family and going home and seeing them and whatnot. Like I always like I don't want to get like stuck like every single time I go home I have to make something with my family or else like people are like and it's also getting them into like the light of what I'm doing. It's like sometimes I'll make videos with my little brother, but then now like the video might go viral because of something he did and people are hating on
Right.
it, and it's like that's not his fault and not his, it shouldn't be his problem either. And so I just think it's like time management on when I should be posting and what not to post and when to take a break and stuff like that. So that's
Do
honestly a challenge for me.
you ever feel a burnout where you're like, okay, I'm taking a week off?
Yes, yes, I do. I mean, honestly, like I feel like because consistency is the name of the game. Like
Right.
you have to be consistent in order for you. At least personally, I think you have to be consistent in order for you to gain like anything, any type of traction or
Yeah.
whatever. Now, for me, I can be like I have the ability to be less consistent just because I have gained a certain following and whatever.
Yeah.
Like I have the ability to take like a week off and then come back and nothing happened. When you're first starting out, that's not really like the case because you can like disappear quickly because like the moment you take a week off, it's like they're going on to the next person that's now posting consistently and they're finding their source of entertainment from. So yeah, it can be a very big juggle to know when and when not to and how long and all that stuff.
Would you say TikTok is your favorite platform out of all of them?
In terms of what?
I don't know. I mean, I guess like I know there's well, I guess there's certain things you could do with certain media, certain platforms.
Well,
I
I
guess
mean, like,
it.
and I do get paid more from YouTube actually. So it's like if we're talking about that, it would be
Yeah.
YouTube. I guess in terms of audience and editing and the algorithm, I would say that TikTok is the best platform because it's like even from my YouTube and Instagram and Snapchat, I recycle all my content from
Yeah.
TikTok to all those other
Right.
platforms. So like
Yeah.
without TikTok, I feel like I wouldn't, because shorts is also another reason why I was able
Right.
to grow on YouTube. And it's just all the shorts are my TikTok content.
Right.
So
That's
TikTok is
exactly.
definitely credited for everything. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly what I do. I'll release the full interview of a guest, and then I make shorts and I put it on TikTok and
Yes,
Instagram Reels and YouTube Reels and
exactly. Recycle content.
Facebook Reels. You just got to keep pumping you, keep feeding
Exactly.
it. That's what I keep telling you. You got to keep feeding it.
Yes, most definitely. Yeah.
Yeah. Out of all those, what's like where am I going with this? Like, what do you get like upset when you put a video up or short content, it doesn't get that many hits? Well, like what goes through your head when that happens? Because it does happen sometimes with the algorithm.
Yeah, no, and it does. And it's honestly like early on, I realized that for the most part, social media does not credit you for taking time and effort into something
Yeah.
because there's like, I remember at least when I was first starting off that like I would post something that would have taken me like maybe an hour or two to make and edit, and I was super proud of it. I post it, it would get nothing. And then
Yeah.
there's something else that I was like, you know what, I'll do this stupid trend for 5 seconds and that will go viral. And it's just like, it's like they don't credit you that
Right.
much for effort. So it is kind of like saddening. And honestly, it can get you like into like a rough, like creative block
Yeah.
because the thing that you want to go viral is not going viral. So you're
Right.
like, what's the point? Because it's like I don't want to just post this stupid stuff because you also want to post somewhat of what you love. So
Yeah.
if what you love is not being perceived as like good enough, then it can honestly like let you down. So you have to find a way to post what you love that also matches up with the way the algorithm likes it. So
What advice do you give to somebody that's trying to build like a thing on TikTok, trying to get viral on TikTok? What kind of advice do you give them?
honestly, the best advice I can give you is just consistency. Like people, I remember I was talking to someone a few years ago and they came up to me and he was like, yeah, I'm trying to get into content. He said, me and my buddy, he said, we're posting 3 to 4 times a week. He was like, so when you were starting off, how often did you post? I was like, 4 to 5 times a day.
Yeah.
And so like there's a disconnect between, you know, like people thinking that they're working hard compared to what the people who are actually doing it are doing. You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
like the difference between like being like LeBron James, who's obviously like raw talented, but it's like then there's other people who have to work harder to get to that point and whatnot. Uh and yeah, and so it's like consistency because it's like more times people are seeing your face, and the more times your face is being put into the algorithm, or the more
Right.
times people will recognize, okay, wait, I've seen this face before. Let me stop. Let me watch this and all that type of stuff. So I think consistency is the best advice I can give you. Also capitalizing on the things that do go viral. Because I know there are people that will post something and it goes viral and then they immediately, because they have all this flooding, go to something else. And it's like, no, like either like talk about what just went viral, or like post a video responding to a comment about what, or do what just went viral and do it like differently in a way.
Right.
And like
Right.
so that you can keep on like keep that traction, because like once you post something viral, people get caught up into, oh my gosh, now let me show them what I love. And it's like, no, that's not why they're coming to your page. They're coming to your page because of what went viral. So yeah, you just got to find a way to balance all that.
Right. Now for you now, any upcoming projects that you're excited about, or collabs with other content creators?
Um, I actually recently just did two short films here in Atlanta, which was very exciting. One I was like playing like a robber, and another one I was playing the boyfriend of this girl. But those should come out in the next month or two. Which is really exciting. And then I do plan on training in LA this summer, which it's not a project or anything, but it's like I've never trained in LA before. So I'll be there for a couple of months. And while I'm there, like I do have lots of friends and whatnot. So who knows what will happen while I'm there. But yeah, I plan on training in LA for like a few months this summer, and also like auditioning with my agency up there. So who knows? Maybe
Right.
something big does happen in the next couple of months. But as far as that, I will just be like training a lot in the next couple of months.
I was told to ask you, as a content creator also, who's your favorite content creator out there that you like to watch their stuff or you try to tune into every day?
I think Kai Cenat, I feel like is a very cliche answer, but like I love watching his streams. His streams are really funny. His great personality as well. Also, they call me Chris. I don't know if you know who that is, but she's a super like big YouTuber and TikToker, and I think she acts as well, and I love her content. The way that she produces YouTube videos, especially, she's super entertaining person. So those two, and then like I have friends like Avi Akbar, Ian Boggs, Eliana Ginn, who like I love watching all my friends' content and watching people do what they're successful at and what they love doing. So yeah.
Amazing. Noah, how can now the listeners, the viewers that tune in, how can they find you all over social media? What do they need to look for?
Noah J. Wood. I've kept it short and simple and sweet. All my platforms are Noah J. Wood. Noah JayWood. On all across all platforms: Twitch, Snapchat, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. It's just Noah J. Wood, and you can find me on all platforms.
Amazing. No, I want to thank you for giving me a few minutes today, and let's get you back on with future projects.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it.